Okay, so if you're anything like me, you enjoy fighting games, which also means that you'll also be using Twitter quite frequently. And it's also only natural that when you do that, you'll see quite a few flame wars every so often. In this particular scenario, this flame was ignited by TrueUnderDawg. I like this dude. I'm subscribed to his YouTube, he's the reason I still keep up with MK11 even though I stopped playing it, and I also follow him on Twitter. However, it was on Twitter where he posted this. Now, as you can see, a post like this naturally got a lot of people scratching their heads. You've got some that agree with him, some who disagree with him, and of course some people who take things like this way too far. Now, I am gonna be defending Underdog a bit in this video. Now, Alex on the right, I think his pose is fine in Street Fighter V, so I'm not gonna focus on that. What I am gonna be focusing on though is Kazuya. The picture you see there is taken from his animation where he does the Rising Sun into Triple Spin Roundhouse, or the Hell Sweep. This animation is what Underdog got heckled the most for, and I can understand why. Now, I won't show any of the replies, but I'm pretty sure you have a fair idea what the majority of them would have said. Now, firstly, I would like to point out that I understand why this move animates the way it does. In fact, everybody does, and it functions just fine as it is. Model breaking is something a lot of animators do with their 3D characters in order to convey extra snap with some of their movements, and this move is no different. Kazuya has been using this move for almost 30 years now, and it's easy to understand why. It's a very effective animation. I mean, yeah, his spine is snapping, but like I said, that model break really helps convey that extra snap to look like his sweep can literally trip you up. The speed of which he turns his upper body to snap his lower body around makes the move look and feel satisfying when you do it. For as good as the double hell sweep or the triple spin kicks are though, in my opinion, the single hell sweep and the single rising sun kick are the ones that look the best, because it's a single quick snap. Almost like a discount version of the hurricane kick from Street Fighter. Which, you know, it kind of is. Okay, so all that's out of the way now, so I'm gonna move on to the part where I actually defend TrueUnderDawg. Now, I know I just went on about how I like that animation, it's been around for years, but at the same time, it's been around for years. Some people will say that we don't notice this in real time. However, we've gotten a lot older now, and our senses, and especially our eyeballs, we tend to notice things a lot more because, you know, we're older, we're getting grayer, and we tend to nitpick shit a lot more. Animations like this are one of them. And in defense of Underdog, for as much as I do like this animation, I believe it does need to be updated. There is a way you can update this move so that it looks, well, less janky. I mean, heck, Street Fighter Cross Tekken could do it, so I don't see why Tekken in the future can do it as well. And they can definitely improve this animation because they've improved their other animations in the past, like the ultimate punches. It used to look very awkward in the older games, but now it actually looks really good and super fun to do. And it's not just that. Things like the arm break for when you do the ultimate punches and then you follow up into the arm bar, that got improved. So I think that this triple spin roundhouse animation, even though it's functional, doesn't mean it can't be improved. So I reckon, yes, we should improve the animation. Well, not we, I mean, we can't do shit about it, we have to leave that to the developers. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. I get why Underdog is being picked on for this, but at the same time I can see his point. This animation, it is due for an update. Alright? So get off his back about that. By the way, Underdog is currently doing MK and King of Fighters content, so go subscribe to him if you like, he's really good. And now, So we're gonna move on from defending Underdog to now showing my appreciation to another YouTuber who I also follow and subscribe to, and that's ABI from Sugar Punch Design Works. I have a lot of mad respect for this dude because my appreciation for fighting game animation and animation in general is because of him. Now, I don't major in animation like ABI, but it's thanks to ABI that I am majorly enthusiastic about fighting game animation. The analysis I gave a moment ago on Kazuya's roundhouse kick, that was thanks to ABI. I could never form the words in the past how to explain how that kick worked, but thanks to ABI, I was able to.
Notice how Kazuya's spine is literally breaking to get that twist. You don't notice it in real time, but that extra twist is what gives each sweep a nice whiplash that would otherwise be missing if his whole body were just turning all at once. His body twists first, followed by his waist, then his leg. You might still be able to achieve this result with motion capture, but first you have to be unafraid of breaking model.
Just in case anyone points out that contradicts what I said earlier about not noticing it in real time, again, I do notice it because I'm very familiar with this move and I'm just a stubborn old bugger. So, ABI, let me just apologize to you for that. Sorry. Actually, I'm gonna need to apologize to Underdog in advance for this next bit because now we're gonna get into the second thing he got picked apart for, and that's Mortal Kombat. For those of you unaware, and if you aren't aware, I'll be very surprised, because at this point in time, anybody who's anybody in the FGC knows about Mortal Kombat and how famous, or infamous it is, not for its violence or its blood, but its animation. Graphically, NetherRealm's Mortal Kombat is superb, and it's won many fighting game awards, as well as the Injustice series. However, it's because of that so many people take issue with it. Mainly because of its graphics and the fact that it has a ton of content is what completely overshadows the game's animation. Or at least it used to. Nowadays, people are much more aware of it, and some people look back and go, what were we thinking? Now, don't get me wrong, I love MKX, it's one of my favorite games. I even made a video about it in the past, comparing it to MK11, and why people are going back to play that instead of Mortal Kombat 11, because the game still has extremely fun gameplay, which helps overshadow the animation. And while a lot of the time, the good animation can be few and far between, that is not the case when you have a character like Takeda. Now, a lot of people have talked about Takeda and how they miss him and they wish he was in Mortal Kombat 11. I'm actually glad he's not in that game because his animations are excellent. He's one of the few characters who actually has just the right amount of snap in his movements, and he animates really well in comparison to his girlfriend Jackie in both MKX and MK11. I don't know how the hell he does it, but man, whoever animated him in MKX, they did a really good job. And in comparison to Jackie, yeah, she looks really awkward. I mean, she had a good glow up in MK11, her design is fine, and some of her animations are okay, but that's at their best, okay. At their worst, they are either too fast, flimsy, or just very lazy looking, like the rapid kicks that she does. Once again, ABI went on about this and how these don't have the right amount of snap they needed, and how fighting games with lower budgets animate these types of moves much better. The whole point of TrueUnderDawg's post on Twitter was that he was tired of Mortal Kombat has bad animation being memed to death, which is why he made the post that he did. Maybe he would have caught less heat for it if he presented a video rather than showing these two images. Because, people reacted. Actually, they reacted exactly the way you'd think they would, but that's not the point. The point is, no fighting game animation is perfect, and there's always going to be some liberties. Some just take those liberties better than others. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video there. If you are curious about TrueUnderDawg or ABI, I recommend going to subscribe to both of them and check out their videos. Like I said, I'm fans of both of these people, and I highly recommend their channels and what they do. Believe me when I say they are more than worth your time if you're a fan of fighting games as well as animation. And TrueUnderDawg is actually an animation teacher, so he definitely knows a thing or two about 3D animation. And ABI, he's an expert in animation also. He's done some touch-up animations here and there on other big games, so definitely check him out. And also on his channel, his friend Magikura also does animation breakdowns, and he's an independent comic artist. So again, definitely recommend both these channels and both these people. I love them both. Anyway, I'll end it there, Whānau. Thank you for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time. Ka kite.